waiting on Binance to list Kaspa, but I've been doing a very deep dive into the chart as it looks like the price is being manipulated by certain other exchanges that we're going to get into in this video, but there is no denying there is no other crypto that has more catalyst this year and beyond than Kaspa. We got 10 blocks per second. KRC20 is already alive and well. We got smart contracts. Guys, we are just getting started. And come here, I just want to tell you, we are so early. I know people get fed up, but if you like this Kaspa content and want me to keep it coming, all you got to do is drop a like, make sure you subscribe, and let's get into Kaspa, guys. I love you all. This is never financial advice. Absolutely love talking about Kaspa so much, guys, but I want to be talking about big green candles. But let's just take a second to appreciate this right here. Let's look at what 10 blocks per second illustration looks like, guys. We're just a month or less away from this being fully live on Kaspa, guys. We are going to see all kinds of entities flood towards it, whether that's exchanges, whether that's builders, guys, they are all coming. Just to point to how decentralized Kaspa really is, guys, the top 10 addresses own 17%, top 100 own 36%, and top 1,000 own 57%. This is actually pretty decentralized. When you look at what has happened over the last month or so, you can see we lost a lot of crabs, and I don't think that is crabs selling off. I think that is crabs graduating into octopus tier and into fish tier and into dolphin tier. So this is really good to see. What we want is this fish and dolphin area to really swell up, okay? If we could have, 60% of the tokens being here, that would be absolutely great. But there is still this mystery wallet number 2, which is either, I believe, OKX or a Binance. I am leaning towards Binance, but let me know what you think down in the comments below. But we've got a couple wallets that are doing a little funky stuff, and I'm thinking it's number 3 and 5 right here. You can see it's been 2 weeks why they can't transfer out of this certain exchange, as you can read right here, guys. That is a little fishy, especially when you take a look at the order books, and you can see that at 8 cents and at all these prominent levels that the order book on said exchange goes up with sell orders, guys. It's just a little funky, so always make sure you keep your crypto on a cold storage wallet, guys. The best one for Kaspa, in my opinion, is Tangem. You can get 10% off down below using promo code Freeman, but let's move over to the hash rate, and don't get me wrong, we're going to get into the price, but the hash rate is very important, especially for a proof of work cryptocurrency. And you can see we are down from about 1.4 exahash at the tip, 1.5 exahash down to 1.15. But bam, when nobody expected it, you can see this is Kaspa report on X. Kaspa miners received nearly 1 million KAS in fees, primarily from KRC20 minting. Now, there was no big release or big update. This was just a normal day. So the fact that in a market that is down, when Kaspa is down, and this type of rewards can still be given, that shows me why Kaspa will be successful. Even when there's no more KAS being rewarded, when it is just transaction fees, the network will be alive and well, guys. But let's get into the price, because I want to show you a few things right here. And this is on logarithmic scale. And you can see where I'm going from. I'm going from about the 1 penny level, the low right here, to the high that we had. And shout out to my guy, Cherry Hillbilly, if he watches. He's a guy that's taught me a lot about TA, but we could expect this to retrace to the 0.5 fib level on logarithmic. And if we look at this, this is coming right at around 5 cents, depending on where you put the bottom and depending on where you put the top. And if you see where we're at now, we reached a low of about 0.056. And so let's get rid of this, and let's just keep in mind this 5 level right here. So we'll draw a line right there on the 0.5 level, which is about 0.049. And let me take this off right here. So now let's zoom in on this channel right here, and we can see we have a top channel and we have a bottom channel. Whenever you're drawing these, it's okay if certain wicks come outside of it. Just make sure you're getting as many touch points as possible. So that right there looks pretty good to me. We're touch, 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 touch. Okay. And we didn't quite come up to it this last time. Well, now if we see right here, We can go, let's not count just the body of the wicks. Let's try to get as much of the wick as we possibly can. And you can see where we are at now. And so if we do not think the market is done, if we think we need one more macro low or at least a double bottom at a minimum, I'm not saying this is happening, but a few days ago, CAS climbed up to 43rd on coin market cap, and now it's back down to 50. If we take a look at what's going on with everything, where Bitcoin is now, it's holding okay, about even on the day, but not up or down. We know we're heading into the latter part of the week, going into a weekend, which is typically lower volume. Are we going to see a sell-off? Next Tuesday, April 2nd, is the Liberation Day, as the president says. This is when all the tariffs are supposed to go into effect. Is this going to be the final shakeout, guys? Macro-wise, everything is looking a little frothy. If we take a look, the fear and greed is 34. If we look at the overall crypto market cap, we are sitting here in a little rising wedge pattern around 2.87 trillion. None of this is the most bullish, but if the chart plays out, and guys, I'm not calling for this to happen. I hope it doesn't happen. I hope I wake up tomorrow and Kaspa's $5. But if we are starting to roll here, where could we potentially go? So now that we've zoomed in, let's look right here and go from the low of this pump to where we started rolling. And we could see it was about 13 days, as you can see right there, by the time it started rolling. And if we take a look at this one, from the low that we experienced right here, 13, 14 days, we could say this is about 12, 13 days right here at the top. So it's about the same time frame. If this was a bull trap, if this was a relief pump, but where could we potentially go? If we're using this same data on how long it took to get to the top to reach a new low, we could see it was March 10th and it started on the 16th. So about a month approximately. So if we went from here and we went out about 30 days or so, and we went right here, that we could see if we rolled out like this, so we kind of tumbled, then that could take us right there to that line, guys. And I think all of this is lining up. All of that makes sense, that we would need to see the type of reaction for it. And I definitely 1,000,000% will be a buyer. Like, there's no doubt about it. I do not think I'm going to be waiting on the 0.048. I think if we get anywhere near this low again, I'll be making my purchases, because I think that's what happened last time. A lot of people were calling for 0.05, and people like myself said, hey, I'm not waiting. There's going to be 1,000,000 orders right here. What do I want to do? I'm willing to pay half a cent more. Okay, let me put some orders in right here. And that's exactly what happened and stopped it. So if people have this same thing drawn out, technical analysis wise, and they're waiting on 0.048, 0.049, I will definitely want to front run them. But this is what it's looking like. And there's also one more thing in technical analysis. If we look at like a rolling top, it's the same thing as a head and shoulders, but a head and shoulders is a little more, uniform. But a rolling top is the same thing. It's you measure the neckline, which we could see I already have drawn out here. And then you measure the head to the neckline. And then you take that and you measure it from the break. And so if we put it right here, we can see that where it is leaning for is where? Right there, approximately where we already had this low, okay? A little bit underneath it, like not too much. So where does this low also correlate with? So you see where that is. Let me zoom in real quick so I can make sure we see. If we look at where this comes up at, I want to zoom over a little bit, and you could see that also correlates with this tip top absolutely perfectly. Isn't it crazy how technical analysis works out, guys? The tip of this correlates with the exact drop of the head and shoulders pattern or the rolling top neckline, guys. So my target, if this is not the bottom, is just a little bit under where we were now. But in the grand scheme of things, what it's going to look like is a double bottom. It's 0.055 and a little lower at 0.053. Guys, when we zoom out and we're at $1.50, it's just going to look like a double bottom when everything turns around, because I do think Kaspa has more catalyst than anything else in cryptocurrency. And I also think no matter what the next 3 or 6 months look like macro-wise, that we are going into a historical bull run, even if this crypto bull run is a little bit delayed and sprawled out. But let me know, what do you think about the manipulation that I talked about? And not just that, what do you think about the price of Kaspa? Do you think the low is in and we're about to go up? Or do you think we will double bottom? Watch this video up above. And if you're not a part of the Freeman of Finance family, what are we doing? Subscribe. I love you all.